Hello everyone, it is Lerato Siko, and Youth Day to me symbolizes a gift that we were granted 44 years ago by the youth of South Africa then. A gift of freedom, a gift of power, a gift of opportunity. And most importantly, I also think it's a reminder to us that we have a legacy to carry out in a never-ending fight to ensure that all the youth of South Africa see the same opportunities. And with that, I say Happy Youth Day, the youth of South Africa.
Youth Day to me is a symbol of the power of the youth of our country. The youth are not afraid to stand up and fight for what they believe in because they have yet to conform to society's standards. I believe for that reason the youth is a powerful force. In fact, Youth Day marks a time in history where the youth took hold of our country's future and made a change against injustice. I'm so proud knowing that the future of South Africa is in mine and the youth of today's hands.
To me, June 16 is a reminder of those who fought, of those who took a stand, so that I may have an education today. An education that has no barriers, an education that has no bounds, and one that sets me up to have an ample amount of opportunities. And for that, I will always be grateful to the youth of 1976.
Youth Day to me is a sad reminder of the many struggles and heartache the youth of South Africa had to endure. We as a country should continue to fight for equal opportunities, and the youth of South Africa should stand together to make a difference in South Africa.
June 16 is a time for us to reflect and reset our priorities as youth. It is a time to step up to the plate and take full responsibility in shaping our beautiful country into what we want it to be. We have multiple ills that our generation needs to fix. Inequality, racism, sexism, and unemployment still persist. So let's roll up our sleeves, pull up our socks, and get to work.
Youth Day is a day to remember the 1976 Soweto uprising, where many brave young individuals fought for equal educational opportunities. On this Youth Day, I want us to remember their sacrifices and remember that the fight is not yet over. We need to stand on their shoulders and fight for good quality education for all in South Africa.
What Youth Day means to me is respecting, honoring, and celebrating the youth and the fight of 1976. It is a day to celebrate our potential and to honor the fight and the lives lost for us to enjoy the freedom that we have today. It is a time to realize our power. As the youth, you and I are the future, and the power of shaping our country's future is in our hands. Thank you.
The opportunities that we often take for granted are but a dream for over 62 million young people all around the world. I can't stress the importance of grabbing hold of every opportunity that is presented to you. The youth of 1976 are the perfect example of how using your voice has the potential to not only shape your world, but to positively influence the world of those around you. No matter where you're from, your dreams are valid.
What Youth Day means to me is, firstly, it is a reflective day. Secondly, without the sacrifice of the protesters in the 1976 march, I would not have had access to the kinds and choices of education available today. I am grateful for those, as education is a footstool into possibilities into the future.
Thobela, South Africa. Youth Day honors and pays tribute to the many young school children who lost their lives protesting against the use of Afrikaans in Black township schools. For me, Youth Day proves that as young people, we can do whatever we set our minds to. And the message I have for the youth is that do not underestimate or undermine your power, and please stand for what you believe in.
Youth Day to me means that I get to seize the opportunities that come with education while inspiring others to do the same. It also means that we as young South Africans get to break the cycle of poverty in our families.
Youth Day represents the day that thousands of South African students protested against inequality and oppression. The Soweto uprising paved the way for me and you to grow up in a country of choice. And it teaches us that our strongest tool can be our voice.
Happy Youth Day, Mzansi. For me, Youth Day is a deep dive analysis into the events that make up our Black South African history. The day is a true symbolism of the bravery shown by the young people of Soweto that should not be forgotten or taken lightly. Till this day, when I speak to my elders in Soweto, they consider this day to be one of the biggest steps towards ensuring the end of oppression in South Africa.
Hi, I think Youth Day is a celebration of the potential and the power the youth have to create positive influences and shape the future of our country. It commemorates a time where the youth of South Africa became aware of the social and economic issues facing their community. What was better was their ability to identify the changes that needed to happen and the realization of their own potential and the role they had to play to bring in those changes. For the youth of 1976, it was education.
Good day, South Africa. Today, 44 years ago, 176 precious young lives were lost in a fight when they stood up for having education in their language. May their deaths never be in vain, and may it always remind us and motivate us to ensure that every child in our country do have access to top education in their mother language.